Hello and welcome to my awesome health journey. I'm once again Brett Dupree, adjusting my seat because I keep on forgetting to do that before I start these videos. This is my weekly update. This week has been emotional, to say the least. First Monday, my computer crashed. That sucked. It wasn't my computer crashed. The hard drive went bad. Hopefully today I'm going to get something that connects to my solid state drive to the USB, and hopefully I can get some of the documents. I know I won't get all of them because they're not saved. I didn't save the Notepad++, the text files. Notepad++ does this thing where they're saved somewhere, so maybe I can get them. But honestly, mostly was dealing with it and trying to set it up and trying to find my USB device, my flash drive, and trying to load that on there, have that not work, formatted, have that work. It was just dealing with it. But once I did it, it was actually pretty easy. Thank you, Microsoft, for making that pretty easy. Most of my things are working, maybe not as I like them yet, but you do what you gotta do. And yeah, I don't use my computer not as particular as I used to be. But of course, you used to really have to fiddle with computers back in the day. But honestly speaking, a little rant. If I'm getting bad sector errors, that should show up in my notifications. I should point this way. Stupid flipping me around. On my Windows device, because how many people know to even look at the event viewer? That's what I did, and I finally figured out that every time my Chrome and my Microsoft Edge crashed, I'd get a bad sector error. And yeah, I finally looked it up, see what was happening. The drive is failing. So that sucked. Then Tuesday, something happened with my ex. I won't go into it because that's her business, but she contacted me for some emotional support, and because I'm not a douchebag, and I still love her and all that jazz. I just needed a break to work through my emotions before we try to have a friendship. But this was actually something I was happy to support her with, and that she needed it. And yeah, but that just still also, the news kind of sucked for me too, in a sense, because I care about them and their family, and they're going through something like that. It was pretty tough, and I feel bad for them. But that was also just an emotional roller coaster, because I'm still dealing with my emotions based off our breakup. I know 9 months, but there's no timeline. But dealing with that, every time I do think of her, sometimes it just reminds me how lonely I feel, because I kind of miss that being in love thing, because that's super fun. I love that so freaking much, and I want it now. So I'm not saying like I want her back or anything silly like that. No, it's just like I just miss that being in love thing and having somebody and cuddling and just all that. I miss that so much. And just reminded me of that. So dealing with that, and then Wednesday comes around and my car needs $900 in maintenance, and I was like really working on budgeting, and I was finally getting to the point where I feel like I'm getting ahead, and then bam, that happens, and then it's just the frustration of like I'm never going to get ahead. Something's always going to hit me in the face. Talk about that more later, but that happened. So that was all 3 days. Just a 3-day span of just a bunch of bullshit. And I was like, fuck. And that's when I did that emotional eating, ate way too much Popeyes. Yeah, and I couldn't sleep, starting with the Ozempic as well. That made my Sunday night sleep terrible. And also, anytime I now overeat, I kind of ate a little too much yesterday too. Ate some Wendy's, and that also made me nauseous. So it's going to help with, at the very least, it's going to help with overeating, because anytime I overeat even just a little, yesterday was just a Baconator, some fries, and 6-piece nuggets, and that made me nauseous, and I don't want to do that again. So at least it's gonna do that, and that's just the minimum dose. But workout-wise, yeah, I've been able to do more twisty things. My knees feel okay. I mean, my right ankle has been kind of hurting a little bit, but it hasn't really stopped me. When I was doing the front back lunges I was talking about, I did feel my right ankle kind of pop a little bit, and it hurt to move, but it didn't stop me. It wasn't, I mean, there's two type of pains. There's the pain that says don't move me anymore, and there's pain that like just move me less. Because what I've learned through TikTok and now reading it on like articles and stuff, when you hurt yourself, you're not supposed to stop moving. Moving actually helps you heal. And so you just don't overdo it with the movement, right? But you still want to move. I still want to move my ankle. Yeah, you want to ice it and elevate it and that stuff for a little bit, but then you want to move it and use it, and that a lot helps it heal. And so, like, not doing, I am working on not pushing myself. I always work on being in my body when I work out, because that's essential. Like, if I don't want to disassociate, I want to be in my body, feel all those stupid sensations. I call them stupid because they suck, like pain. I've been dancing. I'll be talking about that more. But I've been dancing for at least 8 days. I started January 2nd, 20 minutes a day of just dancing. That's been super fun. It's been doing two things. It's allowing emotions sometimes process too. Plus, it's fun. I know why, but I highly suggest dancing every day. It's super awesome. But yeah, no, I've been able to do more movement. The lower back twisty things have been awesome. I did more twisty things yesterday with weights. And like that's something I wasn't able to do. And my back's been handling it better, which has made me happy. I've been happy with my lower back in the last couple weeks. I think this year, or last couple months, only stopped me once from like a half workout. But for the most part, I was able to do that. That's been great. My eating for the most part has been so-so. I think just dealing with this was just an emotional week. There's a lot of shit. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes when it rains, it pours, and this was one of my pouring weeks. Well, I won't say weeks, just 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, Thursday was fine. Friday was fine. So far, since Saturday is fine. Nothing's really been happening. But those 3 days was just a bunch of crap just punching me in the face. But, I can handle it. It wasn't that bad, right? It was just a little bit more than I wanted in such a short amount of time. But for the most part, it was fine. I was able to deal with it. But yeah, I also started taking photos of myself. I'm going to take a photo of myself every week with my shirt off. So hopefully in a year or 2 years from now, I'll do an awesome montage video that shows me getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So we'll see how that turns out. Because I know this is not a weight loss. This is such a weird thing. Because I don't want to make weight loss my main goal, but I do want to get smaller because I just don't want to be 400 pounds. This is just too much. It's too much. But yeah, things are going fine. That's my weekly update. Dealing with life is life, but I'm looking forward to today. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow, even though I have no plans for tomorrow. But I need to catch up on cleaning. So that's my Sunday plans. Clean, clean, clean. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, all y'all lovely people. If you watch this and you see this right now, that I love you for who you are, and that I think you are a special person. Keep on going, and I'm proud of you. And you are worthy.